from the quest. All right, let's get into the questy quest. I'm so excited for it, y'all. I'm gonna turn off the chill Spotify vibes. Ooh, that song was called Your Skin Against Mine. That's so sensual. I'm so excited.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay. That means facts and logic.
You understand? Did y'all hear that? I'm from New
Well, if it's
York.
facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about. Unless, of course, you restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Is this my favorite voice actor in Genshin? Sawada? May you like the story as much as I did? Oh, that's a good thing. Violet, you have taste. So, I'm excited.
Yeah, well...
I'm excited.
This is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person.
Still have your criticisms? Okay, I mean, always. It's Genshin. Did you change your mind?
I want
Scara
to write my
apologist?
essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me. So all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
I'll explain later, have fun. Okay, we'll talk about it. We'll talk in a call.
Okay, but...
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? But that's all the way in Inazuma! Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here is just going
We're
about their
eavesdropping.
business. Maybe it really is just Paimon. Guess people here are free to research pretty much anything.
Still, let's go listen in. We are eavesdropping. Play the Sino quest. Sino's was good. And Sino's has a lot of lore stuff, so we'll need to talk about that as well.
Great! Let's go find out what this Tatara Suna mystery is all about.
Inversion of Genesis. So, Genesis means beginning. It's a biblical term. Inversion of it means either an ending or a different kind of beginning. Interesting.
All right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. Ugh, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
The switching pronouns. My pronouns are he, they, her, but you have to switch. You have to alternate every time. Oh my god. That's what this line is giving. Looking for me?
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
If you don't believe me, I'll go.
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of forced habit, I started, examining the evidence. Sorry.
Oh, so what?
Sorry.
For the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kind of lacking.
The honesty. Mood.
Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tatara Suna?
Yeah.
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
We just happen to be eavesdropping.
I see.
Sorry, I can't help this
My
time.
teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatarasuna's past. But who'd have thought that...
We still did a whole quest there. I feel like we have some information about it.
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatarasuna.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive for a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatarasuna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted a fine blade. But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows. Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger, someone who dresses funny or acts in an unusual way.
It's so interesting that Scaramouche is described as eccentric so many times, because his personality is not eccentric. But, I mean, the way he dresses is. So, interesting.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatarasuna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens? Seems kinda fishy to Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow! Did I get lucky!
I scored a drop. I love that I can score my own drops. Oh my god.
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago. Even back then, Tatarasuna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
It's so interesting how many people in the Genshin universe have been alive for around at least just a little less than 500 years. I mean, because that's the Conria Cataclysm. But, like, just how many characters have ties with being alive then? It's really interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. Could it be?
Wait, so there are 2 missing people in the story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
Oh, have I?
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin art. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
There's more?
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears. I wouldn't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far the most.
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human, but a puppet.
A puppet?
The Shogun puppet that the Electro Archon made should be ruling Inazuma with her as we speak. It couldn't be her. The Kabuki Mono has to be the balladeer, but what was he doing 400 years ago in Tatarasuna?
Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something after all.
Glare at Paimon.
No! Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected. And that's exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
Oh god. Man arrived in Tatarasuna. From there he spied the laborers. Okay. Why, Katsuragi, Inazuma is the realm of the almighty Shogun. I sailed upon the fastest ships, strode upon the swiftest sea routes. What dangers could I possibly face? A young man, dressed in a linen shirt and wearing a headscarf, gazed into the dancing flames of the furnace before him. Now the flames of a forge are unlike any other, for their intensity affects the resulting integrity of both metal and blade. So too was the flame watcher an unusual individual. At his fingertips sat a lizard, and on his face he wore a smile. The watcher was Niwa. Born to the Niwa clan, which served as one of the 3 pillars of the Ishin art, Niwa never argued with his siblings and was a worthy successor by all accounts. Miyazaki handed a well-bundled text to Niwa as he adjusted his expression and said, "It is as you have said, sir. The elders of your clan in the city do not think highly of our plan. Yet I still believe it be worth a try. As such, I found the proper vendors and procured the materials that you requested. We should try some of these new forging techniques, whether Kaedahara says yay or nay." Okay. This is long. Skimming through. Bukimono. Used by the coast. None passed that way. Living an idle life. Okay. Oh. Straining the urge to take a bite out of it. What? Not Scaramouche eats people. This is the thing about Genshin and books, is that they're all written from point of view, so there's a lot of skewed POVs like this one. I don't think Scaramouche is a people eater. He's a man eater, sorry. Okay, so he's just writing a book.
Please read my essay draft as well.
It's more fiction than it is. Well, he is writing a fiction book. This is the essay. Oh my god. Kabukimono. We'll just read the part about Scaramouche. Full name unknown, background unknown. From the many sources I have compiled, combined with Rumi's personal observations, this character might have been the puppet mentioned in the rumors. The Kabukimono was a figure of fashionable grace and gentleness. According to the hidden tales, he was brought back to Tatarasuna by Katsuragi and became a member of the community. When the Kabukimono first arrived in Tatarasuna, he knew nothing of cleaning, cooking, or any work of meticulous nature. The locals taught him their skills over time, showing him how to clean his attire, dance, and craft small trinkets. Scaramouche dancing. Records state that the Kabukimono was there when the Daitatara Nagamasa was forged, though his trail ends before Mikoshi Nagamasa slew Katsuragi. I believe that the Kabukimono was indeed the aforementioned puppet, and that he quite likely had a hand in Katsuragi's death. Okay.
Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts. I don't think explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it.
Period.
Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay there.
Say to guessay? That's funny.
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Give me
Darn.
some time. I need to find a new angle on this.
I'll leave you
Have
to
some
it.
other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your essay!
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so much.
I really hope they're not prevalent in this class. Because they're just after their own gain. They don't want to know.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has to do with the balladeer, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, then even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh? After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential,
My
isn't
baby.
it? If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in...
Oh? What?
Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like...
What's he doing? What's he doing walking around?
No, it
It's a little
can't have
veil.
been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
What's he doing? New mail.
The wind rises.
Where'd he go? Oh, he's in here. I love the sound his weapon makes. The little ding ding. It's so cute. Also, his charged attack is gorgeous. Hi, Nahida. Makes sense that we see her. Oh, and there he is, right there, hiding.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah, it's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey, what are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain.
Honestly, Nahida's the perfect Archon. She's just so, like, good. Favorite Archon by far.
It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about.
Oof.
But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Oof.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down?
She's so sweet. Oh my god.
Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you, considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time.
I hope we find out more about what Dottore
The
said.
balladeer's power was all
In this
but
quest.
completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond. Wait a second. Farmer? You mean, he's not a Harbinger anymore?
I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Damn. Damn. Satori is brutal. So he tossed you out like trash.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be.
Really? What a crying shame. Damn, we're being brutal to him.
Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
Like, we're being more brutal to him than we ever were to Child.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Nahida, don't listen to him!
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
She's such a good leader. She really is such a good leader.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Zhongli could never. A could never. Venti could definitely never.
Nahida, are you serious about this?
Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit.
For me?
Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that?
Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point.
Ooh, we're getting into it.
It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am.
I had to step away to eat lunch. What'd I miss? Nahida's trying to work with Scaramouche because he has no power left basically after the fight. And essentially the Fatui don't want him back after he lost. So she's saying, we can protect you if you work with us, and she wants him to investigate Irminsul. And now she just said that she's doing that for us because of the fact that our that Irminsul has information about our twin. Yeah, I just started. Basically, the main thing that happened was we overheard these two people talking about writing a story that involved Scaramouche. Basically,
He was
it was
granted
not
the
important.
power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly.
What if he lies to you? And we're so
Exactly.
distrustful.
Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him. He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him.
I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it.
Thank you,
It's my
Nihida.
pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned. Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside.
I'm glad to
Great.
be able to help.
Thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
Oh, cool. That's cool. I want to see her do it. No,
Wow.
not the
Looks
black
pretty
screen.
different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler.
This is
Guess
beautiful.
that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
This is gorgeous. There he is, on a date in Irminsul. Kind of nervous.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
He just sent me to babysit you.
You beat Jailbird. No way a prisoner gets to be so smug.
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards, but right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through.
We're going into the cloud.
I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Understood.
Let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are going to be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
My pretty eyes? So you think my eyes are pretty?
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that.
That
You
just
make it
made
sound
me
like you're
light
even more
up.
experienced at adventuring than us.
He called you pretty. He got me.
If there are no further objections,
Oh my
I
god.
suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
There's no need for all the biting sarcasm.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him.
I love the schoolgirl blood. I love him. I love him.
Wow. So this
His little
is
smile.
the inside of Irminsul.
It's different than what I imagined.
Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
So this is what we saw in the trailer, is the interior of the cloud. Exactly. Exactly.
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Oh,
Let's go.
He's so polite.
Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen? What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out.
Oh,
So if you want to
idiot.
stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Oh. Where's Paimon?
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Oof. It's just like 1.1 when we followed him before. Aww, the memories. He's gonna run into it.
It looks the same in every direction.
Space is indeed unusual, but it seems that the Balladeer is more used to it than I.
No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
This is the center of Irminsul. All the information in the world is flowing through it.
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
She really is, like, it's interesting how computer like of an analogy this is. And like even with Nahida's whole kit, right? The cursor and the keyboard clicks, like so interesting to me that that's the imagery they went with in a fantasy like world. Hi Woody, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. We're playing the Interlude quest for Genshin, all about Scaramouche. Every time we have a follow walking mission CD, I hate this so much, it's so slow. Follow walking Scaramouche. Can't stop smiling and loving every step. It's true. First off, I mean, this design is gorgeous, and I'm glad we get another opportunity with it. I'm glad it's not his playable design, but also like I am glad we get to experience it right now. Yeah, and I just love him. Taking a social media break, had to delete Tumblr again. Interesting. Do you feel better having started your break? I feel like I probably need one. Especially Twitter. Twitter takes such a toll on me.
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
He hasn't put up any resistance, and he seems good at working on the front line. Maybe he had a similar role in the Fatui? Probably be back on, just waiting a while. Yeah, that's real. You need breaks sometimes. It's overwhelming, and takes your mind away from things that really matter. Yeah. First Akaba and Sawada's stories, now this. What a strange
The
individual.
rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
He's smiling.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk?
Nahida? Is this a telepathic conversation?
Yes. I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
Guessing that you don't want us to disturb the Balladeer.
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
You got here already? Yeah.
Paimon's never tried this
I'm
before.
obsessed. This is fascinating.
So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
Not us gossiping. Yes, and he seems to excel at doing odd jobs for
As
others.
I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
Is this about his past, the betrayals, and the other events in Inazuma?
Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
Actually, I caught a glimpse of a few things when I ran into Hypatia at Party's DI. You relate what you saw in the Balladier's mind while in Party's DI.
So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladier into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
He can get angry.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Tell Nahida about the story Akaba and Sawada are writing.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gese got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Look at him smiling. Oh my gosh.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
It's because he was thinking of something sassy to say.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
We have every right to keep certain things confidential.
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you.
Every conversation with you is hard work, but your attitude is better than I thought.
Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage.
Aww.
Huh? Wait.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
He's interested in you. He's looking you up on the cloud. He's literally stalking me. And I'm okay with it.
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
Skara found your side Twitter. Scroll, 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 scroll.
There's no one else who can enter the
Oh
furnace.
my god.
It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
Oh, that voice.
It's...
That name. Niwa was the man in charge at Tatarasuna. Plus, he belongs to the lineage of Ishin art.
Whoa!
Oh shit.
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now. You
Who's
have shown me
this?
great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed. Their lives have purpose. They are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatara Suna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow.
Is that Kazuo's ancestor? I think so, because of the little red streak he has right there. Right? That's red. SoundCloud producer in Tibet. Oh my god. The drip. Crystal method. What? The little ponytail and the little ponytail. You're right.
The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Thank you for the hydration, Sparkle. Sparkle. I don't know why I said it like that. Probably because I need hydration.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale.
You were thirsty.
You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
Who is truly responsible?
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma, and it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do.
Filth inside the furnace? I feel like it's the stuff in the chasm, probably. Escher would be an astounding VA in a Christmas claymation. As the villain.
None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope.
Oh, shit. Scaramouche. I didn't realize Scaramouche. So he met with A after he was discarded.
But that doesn't phase you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
That fucking face on your face.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine.
I thought he was from
Are
Fontaine.
you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Based on his, dress.
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
He gay? He sounds gay.
Drop the act!
Which one?
We're
Which
past
one?
that now. Whoever you are,
Everybody's
it looks like
gay
your
in this
plan to
game.
destroy Tatara Suna has worked.
Oh, true.
I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment.
Not that knife. Ooh. Oof.
A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
Oof. Escher? Oh yeah, Escher's definitely gay. Definitely.
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for.
I mean, he's a villain, so...
I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all.
What's going on?
And yet, despite all of that,
Exposition.
you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatara Suna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
What?
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh,
He's
but you're
definitely
quite
gay.
wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
So this is how the Torre got involved with Scaramouche. Ah.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which
At
I have in
all.
abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
So he's also a master of disguise, I see.
Fatui? Who? What do you want?
Just to create a minor
gasp.
inconvenience for your nation.
That's it.
So gay, yeah.
That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise.
You guessed it was the Doctor? Good for you. I think the Japanese VA is the same. They didn't sound the same in English. Both Escher and Dottore. They didn't sound the same, but maybe they were.
My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind.
If it was the same, then he did a good job of like changing his voice up.
It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones.
He is dying, and he has a monologue.
Are people like you.
Oh my god.
What a beautiful
Okay, there
way
he
to
goes.
see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat.
And he got stabbed like 2 hours ago. It's about time. That blood was taking its time
I
falling
say,
out.
Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa. Already dead. What a pity.
Genshin narrative, am I right? Yeah. Very Genshin. Oof. There's your boy, Violet.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was.
Fuck Jester. To be a really top-notch fabric. No stains. Definitely gay. Definitely gay.
I'd like to
I love that he's wearing the
introduce
same
a puppet
outfit.
to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Damn. He was set up. Oh shit.
Hey, are you alright?
No harness yet. He's in his ascot era.
Dottore. Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine?
He was the one behind the Tatara Suna incident.
Why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
He was set up. Betrayal was a lie that he has believed for hundreds of years. Was this part of the doctor's experiment? If the betrayal never happened, it existed only in his imagination. But where does this leave him?
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Hey, let's go over there.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Primo drop. In the mail?
Paimon's still confused about the Tatara Suna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon.
Damn.
It's natural that you find it difficult to understand.
From your stream? Oh, nice.
Perhaps he needs to learn
Yeah.
this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the kabuki mono to live with the people of Tatara Suna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future.
He just said, check your privilege, diaper cherub. She really did. She really did. She said, you've never been hurt like that.
Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject.
Damn.
After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants.
Oh my god. That's
The
traumatizing.
mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it had protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Damn, Dodori is a filthy mess-making faggot. He loves to stir the pot. I am kind of shocked. Well, it explains a lot. Being betrayed and abandoned by a close friend is sure to cause great resentment. Now we know what was behind his decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden 100 years ago. What shocked me? Just that Scaramouche was completely innocent. Like, completely. No! I had a feeling. I said that. I said he was probably manipulated. But yeah, the involvement Dottore had, the fact that it was Dottore specifically, I think, was not what I was expecting at all. I had a feeling he was manipulated. Just from, like, the beginnings of his lore. But it doesn't mean that vengeance was the right decision.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Damn.
Dottore, you
Mystery of
brazen-faced...
Tatarasuna.
Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Wait for a while. Dottore's evil? Wait.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
We just want to make sure this doesn't affect the plan.
It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Tevat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
My hard eyes are showing. No, that just makes me think of this cursed tweet about the bug type gym leader from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Huh? About what?
What tweet? I'll send it to you. It's funny. I saw it on Tumblr. It's goofy.
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world.
Hear me out. So the sister is not a Descender. What if she's instead an Ascender? Why do you hate Katie? ascender, meaning someone who came from the abyss, maybe? Born from the abyss?
Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
She's got weird vibes. Damn. Let me stand up for her. I thought she was cute. She's a baker. She gets up early.
The heavens responded?
The jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time.
He was a royal mage in Conria and lived with your sister for a time. The jester, another Fatui harbinger. She seems like she would deny gaze a cake. You don't think she'd be happy to do it? You don't think that would make her so happy? That she would like be like, I have a purpose to bake. Oh my god.
I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Oh.
What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
She's like an ally of the gym leaders, but her boyfriend is homophobic. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that you're saying these things about her. What do you want to know? I'll tell you anything. What do you want to know?
Give me your hand.
Hold on. We're holding hands. He's gonna propose. Oh my god.
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Yes. Not the finger grazing. It's very romantic. Romantic. Yes, I can hear your voice. I've always been able to, but yes. Are you trying to brainwash me? What the fuck?
No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do
Look
is
at
exchange a few
Paimon.
words with you.
Paimon's so mad. Oh my god.
So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
Oh, cool. He's so smart. Why would you ask that?
Done.
Huh? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
That's all we needed.
Nothing. I was just thanking him for helping me.
Do you see me hesitate? Was that because I know about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? Uh-oh, I think by
So
not denying
long.
it immediately, uh-oh,
I
it
suggest
skipped.
you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Oh shit.
Where
Where's
are
he
you
going?
Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Stop!
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again.
Oh, damn. Oh. Well,
From this
he's
day
ghosting
forth,
me.
the names Balladeer and Kabuki Mono will cease to exist.
He's ghosting me.
Those who died in
I'm okay.
Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are.
Who is Kabuki Mono? It's what he was called before he was tricked by the Fatui. When he was like living as like a villager, basically.
But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's really gone.
So if he rejects all of his names, what do we call him? It's a good question. A great question.
Can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power.
It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
You tell Nahida everything that happened.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left.
Nahida.
Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
Yeah, black screen. The black screen of transportation.
We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you.
No, I want to help you.
I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Black screen better than that blinding white screen. So true.
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
She said your crush is a detriment to her mission. She said your crush is going on a bender, dude. Hi, Telemantis. How's it going? How are you? Are you enjoying this patch? I'm doing the Interlude quest right now. Nothing like the white blind screen when you're playing 12 to 1 a.m. drunk with everything turned off. Oh, it's that iCarly gif. You know the iCarly gif where she like is blinded by the line? She goes, "You're sick? Oh, I'm sorry. Damn. Well, I hope to provide some vibes that can help you rest. Sucks. Hope you get better soon." I feel like a lot of people are sick right now. Someone doesn't remember Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, and the Balladeer's question was a strange one. It's hard to explain in full, and the truth might be very distressing for Paimon. The video is even better because there's a scream when the light hits. Exactly. I stopped playing Genshin a while ago. Damn. Well, I guess no worry about spoilers. Yeah, there's a ton of sickness right now. What's going on? It's flu season. That's probably what it is, actually. I'll skip the part about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata for now and focus on the Balladeer. You tell Paimon what the Balladeer asked you and what he might have been planning.
He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible.
It's not easy, that's for sure.
Right. You can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life.
What you been playing, Telemantis? Have you been playing any games?
It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it.
Yeah, great example. Everyone in my family literally got super sick, and I was the only one that was able to dodge getting it. I'm glad you're able to not get sick. I hope everyone else is okay. I'm not doing better tomorrow. I'll go to the doctor. Oh, I hope you're doing better by then. Maybe you just need one more sleep, you know? Sleep really is the best thing for you when you're sick. Sleep and water. Drink water, drink water. Everyone drink water. I'm gonna drink water.
So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do.
You being super supportive of Paimon is so cute because that's a terrible example. Oh, Paimon.
Ooh, Paimon's so confused.
Maybe he wants to erase himself from history. Aww. Paimon, are you okay?
Paimon accidentally... It's the Balladier's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress. But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul?
Not necessarily, but maybe. I'm just guessing here. I'm just guessing. Been playing lots of Apex, Warframe, TFT, Overwatch. I need to play the new Overwatch update because I really want to try Ramatra. Mama's also been working. Okay, working girl. Yes, working girl. Money moves.
Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
Heard the new character is a great Bastion counter. Ooh, wait, we need that. We need that so bad. And he's a tank. I love tanks. Indeed, if the Balladeer does erase himself from Irminsul, many people in Inazuma will be affected. I can't imagine what that situation would look like. Worst case scenario, it will affect everyone with a connection to the Raiden Gokuden. Kazuha, Ayaka, Ayato. Will this mean that they'll disappear? Oh my gosh. CV give me strength back to remove a dead mouse in my heater? Does he? That sounds awful. Oh, I'm so sorry. And their ult is just them swinging their... I don't know about that one, though. It's just what I heard. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that. Desi, good luck.
There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next?
Dot.
Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a wink tonight.
Me neither.
So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here.
What?
Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Munstack grilled fish.
Okay, she's just gonna list all her food.
And Dragon's chili chicken.
Still going.
Also, Adeptus Temptation, golden shrimp.
Oh my god. What? Sunrise, sunset. Buy a new pair of tongs. Tongs is Tongs. And throw them after you do what you need to do. I'm not talking about lingo. Goofy. That's when I push her out of the room to close the door on her face. Paimon, shut up. Hello? Are we Paimon right now? Oh my god, we're Paimon. Paimon, what's wrong?
What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now? Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was talking about. What was it again?
You were getting so worried about the situation with the Balladeer that you started listing foods.
The Balladeer?
Oh no, he's erasing himself.
Is that a food too? Huh. Weird name, though.
Oh no. Paimon doesn't remember the Balladeer. That must mean he actually pulled it off. But how did he have that ability? This doesn't make sense.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said?
No, it's nothing.
So, the Balladeer. Is that someone's name? 'Cause it sounds like a nickname or something.
Dot. this is really happening. I need to know what else has changed. Paimon, come with me.
Okay, sure. Where are we going?
I want to go back to Inazuma. We're
Fine,
going to Inazuma.
but is everything okay? You're acting like this is an emergency.
Now's not the time to explain. Let's get over there first. We're just ignoring Nahita's orders. Damn. That's so sad. Oh yeah, I got an achievement. Oop. Okay, I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick and take a little break. I will be... That's so sad. I need to process what happened. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for holding, everyone. Not the Duke break. Even Unpacking Greece, all great games. I'll have to check them out. Unpacking, I think I've heard of. It's an indie game, right? TV has to delete Scatter out of their roster now because dead characters don't count. Shut up. I will never. He's my everything. He's my everything. We really gotta go all the way to Inazuma. Wait, which, Oh, use some resin. Oh, we're talking to the blacksmith guy. Nice. Nice. Makes sense. One level. Hell yeah. You'll be great someday, Faruzan. Oh wait, let me level her burst. I need there to be an easier way to find Inazuma because she's really, really out there and I get lost in the ocean. Oh my god. Well, if it helps, Watatsumi is like lines up with the bottom of the desert. Pretty much. So, I don't know if that helps.
Behold!
He goes so fast.
We've made it to Amanoma Smithy!
Ah, it's been a while.
Pardon me, I'd like to ask a question if I may.
Of course. Go ahead.
About the Raiden Gokuden, can you tell me that story one more time?
Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions.
Sounds normal so far.
Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art.
Huh?
Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokuden 5.
Huh?
If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we were! Paimon remembers that now. They learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then too. It seems like such a shame.
What was the reason behind their decline?
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed.
Kazuha has a new job.
In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and sorrowful tale. The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer.
Interesting.
His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan.
He saved Niwa's name.
Knowing that they had
And
just
Ka-
one
and Ka-
chance
and
to save
The
countless
Kaedehara
lives,
name.
Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty Shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry.
So by saving one name of the Kaedahara clan, he ruined another.
In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan, which he belonged to.
It wasn't Kaedahara.
His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden.
Just a random bladesmith?
But when he came to the Kaedahara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedahara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
Interesting. The legend of the Raiden Gokuden has changed. Someone else attacked the swordsmiths. Looks like the Balladeer did something in Irminsul, but it seems Niwa still
Was there
died.
anything else you wanted to ask?
Is the blacksmith Scaramouche? No. Scaramouche is erased from memory. Have you seen Kazuha recently?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well.
Phew, so he still exists, and he's the same Kazuha I know. Things don't seem as bad as I feared last night. That's all. Thank you very much.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? Your expression says it all. You can't hide anything from Paimon. On to the next stop. Lead the way, traveler. Paimon will be right behind you.
So, just to make sure, Tatarasuna is this island over here, right? One of the original 3 islands of Inazuma. And the forge is this area over here. Interesting. That is one we never really learned about.
We're here! This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Traveler, it's been a while.
Hello.
If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate. They're not here right now.
He erased Scaramouche. What if he took the mantle of blacksmith to keep the disgrace of the Kaedahara clan? Maybe. But his intention seemed more to wipe himself than to rewrite. You know what I mean? Like, rewriting seemed like a... And also, the thing is, the past isn't changing, right? What's changing is people's memory of the past. The same thing still happened. Scaramouche still existed. Everything still happened. But people remember it differently. That's what's changing. So I don't think he rewrote himself. I think he just erased himself, and that changed the narrative automatically in people's minds. It is done. Nice. I'm so proud of you, Desi. Are you traumatized? Oh, gosh. Definitely, treat yourself. Treat yourself, this VA.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Oh my god. Thank you. We'll take you up on that offer. We can take a walk in the
If
courtyard.
it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
I love his voice. I love his voice. Hearing that voice out of this man is amazing.
We'll be heading in then. Thanks!
Oh my god, wine is needed. You deserve, BB.
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say?
Ma'am, can I ask you a couple of questions? He sounds like the bad in Anastasia. That's so cute.
Of course, traveler. Yes, I know who you are. Miss Kamisato has told me about you. What would you like to know?
How are the commissioner and Miss Kamisato these days?
Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the commissioner's behalf.
There was more than one that passed. The smell was a bit intense. That sucks. So, do you think they like made a nest and then just when the heaters came on, they got toasted? Thank you for Streamlux TV. I got a shiny. Ooh, shiny what? Madam Ping is everywhere. Madam Ping is unstoppable.
As for the commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed. Although he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
Oink alone? That's a good one. That's a really good one. Got a call from a friend, but I'm back for you, baby. I'm coming back for you. Welcome back, Joe. Have you done this quest yet? Do I need to explain what happened? I think Heater came on one day and they were in the fans. That's so sad. Poor babies. I haven't. Oh, do you want me to tell you what happened? Or did you leave off?
So pretty much business as usual in the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Very much so.
You don't need to explain. Okay, sounds good. Ayato is still the Yashiro Commissioner. Ayaka is still the Lady of the House. The change is there. As far as I can see, nothing's changed in the Yashiro Commission either. I was expecting as much, but it's still a big relief to know the Kamisato siblings are both safe and well. I'm going to do it at some point, so I'll learn. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. We're doing explanations. Can you tell me what the importance of the furnace and Niwa was? No pressure that you don't have to. They're part of a previous event. So the Niwa is Kazua's ancestor. And the furnace was home to the Raiden Gokuden, which was like an important bladesmith thing that existed in Inazuma. And basically Scaramouche got his like evil start because he like wiped out the Raiden Gokuden 100 years prior. And that kind of like set him on, like that's kind of like the first major like evil instance we know about him. Because he was taking revenge for like what happened with how he thought Niwa was bad, basically, because Dottore like set him up. Dottore did like a bunch of setting up.
Well, got any more questions?
That's all for now. Many thanks.
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often. But I'm sure you must be far too busy to have time for that. Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time.
All the
She seems
time.
so thrilled to have you as a friend, and she's always saying how talented you are and how much she admires you.
I get it. I'm awesome.
I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived
For
here.
how slow you talk,
So
right?
you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know. You're a hero to us all.
Stop it, Ayaka. I am gay. Right. I'm so sorry, but sometimes I cannot stand some English VAs. I agree. I think particularly an issue English VAs have is sounding old. It really just comes off as like, this voice is definitely like a 20-year-old trying to do an old woman voice. Exactly. shining armor. No, it's exactly what it is. And the reason is because I've had to play an older person in One Piece, and the reason they do it is because when they do cast older people, they can't, like, what was said to me by the director is that those actors are not able to, like, do the vocal gymnastics that's required in an anime. In this situation, it probably has more to do with whoever voiced this character was voicing 5 other characters that day, and they were like, hey, can you knock out this one as well? Instead of casting an actual older person to come in that day and read the role for just one little part. Is probably what happened, or at least similar to what happened. Said it before, but it's like how English VAs try too hard to intentionally create a character instead of just being authentic. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's tough because if me as a 27-year-old speaking, I do not sound like I am 80. You know, I don't sound like it. And I do think I don't know how it's done in Japan, if they actually cast older actors or somewhat older, but or if it's just like they're truly better at emulating that sound, but it there's a difference. You're not 80? I'm actually 100. So I'm no voice actor, but I adore analyzing and understanding voice acting. The one thing I've heard that stands true to me is that in voice acting isn't about how many voices you can make, but rather how well you can convey the emotions and character through voice. Yes, exactly, Violet. Yes. Yes. It's not about how many impressions you can make. And usually this goes for acting too, like film acting, theater acting, whatever. It's not about how many impressions you can do. It's not about how many impersonations you can do. It's not about that. It's about how good you are at getting the emotion across and the objective and the point of view across. That's what it's about. They needed the Anastasia back to be the old lady. Oh my god. 600, got that vampire blood looking young forever. I'm a Cullen. Can you imagine if one of the Cullens was a streamer? They were like, y'all, I'm getting on the internet. I'm going online. That's me.
I mean it. Whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him.
I wonder why.
I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away.
'Cause they're gay. That's one of the reasons I adore Paimon. JP Paimon has an amazing character and emotion through voice. Do I ever listen to Japanese voice acting in Genshin? I do. When there's not story quests going on, I'll switch it over occasionally. I haven't in a while. Not since Sumeru started. But I was doing it a lot in Inazuma. And Paimon's actor is good. Generally, all of them are at least decent. There's a few where I think English is like more distinct in a good way. And then there's some where I think English is more distinct in a bad way. But I think as a rule of thumb, Japanese is like, they're all decent and do their job well. We've lost Stevie to Bottom Boy Biddy. I'm so sorry. Me and the boyfriend were talking about how the VA culture is dying for now. Now studios are so desperate to only get famous actors to voice their projects. No real VAs are given the opportunity to do it. It's definitely the case for big budget things. Right? For small budget things, those big celebrities aren't doing that. That's why it's hard to make a career as a voice actor, just because the opportunities that do exist aren't the most high paying, except for video games. Video games are kind of the only one that are like standing true, but you know, like these fucking animated movies are not the way. So we end up with things like Chris Pratt as Mario. Honestly, that whole cast, except for, you know, when it works. Jack Black and Charlie Day. When it works, right? I'm not saying that celebrities can't do it, but like, when it doesn't work, and the rest don't really work. You need to listen to Hu Tao and Yin Fei. I like Hu Tao a lot. I don't know Yin Fei on the top of my head, but I like Hu Tao a lot. I was literally bringing up the Mario movie. I mean, it's relevant. It's relevant.
The commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home. But given the opportunity, he always prefers to dine here. They say it's because Toma is a much better chef than most. Oh, the commissioner is so fond of home comforts.
Home comforts? Homo's pussy! Oh my god. Don't get me started on Chris Pratt. Right. Okay, but when am I getting Jennifer Coolidge as Peach? Jennifer Coolidge is a great voice actor. I love her as Aunt Fanny in the Robots movie. Oh my god. I found another shiny. I'm not even shiny hunting, just picking up Eevee berries. Who's the other one? Who's the new one? I love Jennifer Coolidge. I do. She's great. She's great.
They get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very fond tone. The way one would talk about dear old friends around whom one can truly be themselves.
Pop it. Oh, that's cute.
Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together and they start talking about people they've met and experiences they've had, you always get a mention.
Oh, we're done?
It's been many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato passed away. Much has happened in the Kamisato clan in that time. As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son, and so
I'm skipping.
In the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always
people of Kamisato clan are very dear friends to me.
Wonderful. Thank you.
That's me. I'm her. Oh my god. I'd rather a silent quest than listen to this woman's voice. Oh my god. Didn't she say that she was gonna let you go like 10 minutes ago? Yes.
Too. Also,
To be fair, I did go on a tangent in that time.
Being really great. Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
Almost as painful as English and Yan. Ooh. Probably more painful, honestly. At least Shinyan's is like good at like the emotion side of it, you know? Can we sacrifice her to revive Senora? Is that how it works?
Of course. You're
equivalent
always
exchange?
welcome.
Alright, goodbye for now. Where are we going next?
Tatarasuna.
Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
All right, then. Take care now.
Bye. She's beauty, she's Grace.
Are you two leaving already?
Yeah, we get to see him again.
Everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Old annoying lady for old annoying lady? Oh my god.
Safe travels. Goodbye.
You're about to get flamed. Go to Tatarasuna to look for clues. Dance of destruction.
How irritating.
Well, here we are. But
Not the 80s
what are you
Smurf!
looking for? Something or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
No, it's me.
What are you doing here?
Xavier. Is it not Xavier?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We have some questions
Period.
and thought you might be able to help.
You know much about Tatarasuna.
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
How well do you understand the history of this area?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
Go on, I'm listening. Has to be Xavier, let's face it, they pronounce 90% of the names wrong. Xavier. Xavier, this guy definitely did some work on the Fairly Odd Parents. Probably. There's a good chance. A lot of voice actors have been in a lot of things. That's what I like about voice acting, is like the people who are good at it and who stick around with it show up in a lot of important media. And I think that's really cool. Like, really important media. I love that.
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago. I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation, goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
This guy's from Fontaine, right? Yeah, he's from Fontaine. Look at his outfit. If they have pinstripes, Fontaine. Double-breasted, Fontaine. Always trying to hear Zuko's voice actor out of nowhere. I love his voice actor. He does regular film acting too.
When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
How about that? Mechanic, huh? Looks like the doctor still sabotaged the furnace, leading to all the ensuing chaos.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already.
I am.
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
Pretty much. So can I ask you one more question?
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of a kabuki-mono connected to Tatarasuna?
A kabuki-mono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word, Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki-mono where Tatarasuna is concerned.
So there's no more kabuki-mono. Did the balladeer really manage to erase himself from history completely? If so, he must have wanted to change the world and revert everything back to the way it was. But so far, it looks like the majority of changes have only affected himself. Aren't they pronouncing in Spanish? Spanish would be Javier. They said Xavier? Xavier? Yeah. Javier is Spanish. Is he talking about the gays? Kabuki-monos are gay. That's why Scaramouche was good. Thank you, Xavier.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help. Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for.
Time to go back and see Lesser Lord Kusanagi.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you. Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
Thank you, Paimon. ... All right.
Hey, don't mention it. All right, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
I wonder if Nahida will remember. Probably not, right? Damn. It's supposed to be in French. I need to send it to Xelia so he can have a laugh. Please. Please.
Following me. Squall and fury.
My god, the bumping. The bumping.
Hey, it's them.
Not these two.
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Are you still talking about the say?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
Paimon can't ride like the balladeer can.
The same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Still looking for more info about Tatara Suna, huh? Should we join them?
Perfect. These two have researched Tatara Suna's past. Let's hear what they have to say.
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
Can I read it again?
Of course.
Okay. We're gonna look and scroll and scroll. 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 Ah. The yokai. So, a yokai was involved in people's minds. The mechanic. Long have I delved through many texts and documents, but I was ultimately unable to decipher even a specter of a clue as to his background. Still, mentions of the mechanic grew scarcer in the aftermath of the Tatara Suna incident. I speculate that, instead of the mechanic possibly being a figure woven from overripe imaginations, he actually did exist, and perhaps even had a hand in the events that took place in Tatara Suna.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
Interesting. Interesting. I don't like the fiction one. Normally I like fiction, but in this context I don't at all. The content has changed. Another effect of tampering with the information in Irminsul. The balladeer said he'd erased 2 of his names. If he really succeeded, it must have taken all his might. But still.
Well, what do you think?
A masterpiece.
Hey, remember how last time Akaba was
You sent him the clip? Good. Good. Now we
about all
wait.
this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma. So how about we tell them what we learned?
Sure.
What did you find out? Something big?
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
You tell the 2 writers what you learned about the Raiden Gokuden and Tatara Suna's history.
So many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Arminoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
And they're back at it.
We've got some
These
things
guys
to take
are
care
really
of.
into this.
Bye for now.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do.
Talk to Nahida. Hell yeah.
Behold! Search forth!
I'm getting better at getting out of his flying form.
Squall and Fury!
Nahida, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon, how have you been?
Great.
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then he decided he wanted to go to Inazuma.
Skara wants DPC set, right? Yeah. By far, it's his best set. Bad stat to the point where, like, meh stats on DPC will still probably be better than Shimenawa. I was investigating the situation with the balladeer.
Balladeer? It sounds like some kind of code name.
Oh no.
You look troubled.
Oh no.
Is there something you need to tell me?
Even Nahida doesn't remember. Just like last time, any changes to Irminsul affect her as well. The balladeer acted quickly. He finished erasing himself before Nahida could stop him. I'm the only one who still remembers the things that were erased. Once again, I am the record keeper.
Traveler? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
There are things that have happened that only I can remember. I have to tell you the truth. With a heavy heart, you piece back together the story that was broken and scattered across time. There once was one named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. After a series of events in Tatarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. With no trust for humans and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years as he grew in strength, then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with the Gnosis and ended up losing everything. Finally, he entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing now that his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate.
That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past.
But how
That's so
is he even
sad.
able to do that?
As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it.
Is Flower of Paradise good for Nilou? Yeah, that's her best set. Should absolutely be her best set. No Greater Lord Drip? Oh, yeah, I don't think we're talking about that right now. Maybe later. I don't know.
Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality.
So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because he literally changed the world?
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it. The traveler comes from a world beyond Tevat. That's why there's no information about him in Irminsul, and it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect him. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
You can say that again.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it?
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
I'm really not sure. We were enemies after all. I don't know his perspective on all this, so I can't say why he did something so extreme. Did he want to reset everything, or save someone, or did he want to completely undo his existence? Everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. I still remember the question he asked. He asked me specifically, and my hesitation gave him his answer. I hesitated because I witnessed Greater Lord Rukkhadevata erase her own existence, but I can't tell Nahida that. Put it another way, I know why the Balladeer was so sure it could work, but I can't tell them that.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
She is so perceptive. He was a sniveling brat and constantly rude, but there was a reason, right? What was his POV? Why? I just feel empty. He chose such a radical option, and yet...
Couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Yes.
Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense. Every part of it. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Yeah, he changed the world in many ways, and yet the dead still didn't get a second chance. Those fated to a tragic end could not be saved. Of course she's perceptive. She's the Duke Archon. Jesus Christ. We're asking about what kind of person he was. I'm just telling them, regardless of motive. He was sweet. He was nice to me. What exactly did he want to fight back against? The betrayals in his life? Or did he wish he'd never existed at all?
Please wait a moment. I want to check something. Found it. This should be the one.
Oh, that's cool. That was pretty.
It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us.
Literally got a DPC cup with every element bonus but Animo. Literally, I did fucking 15 fragile resins on it yesterday and 5 condensed resins in addition to that. And like, oh, I got such bad things.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look.
Surprisingly, the information is presented to you in a way that resembles a fairy tale.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
This matches everything I said. Interesting.
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the balladeer?
When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the kabuki mono in other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that.
Y'all, do y'all know what this means for the lore of Genshin Impact? It means that any piece of fiction within Genshin has a chance of being a story that was actually true. That's huge. It means Sonora's not alive. She's dead. She's like dead. She's like so dead. Rip. No, but like all the books, all the light novels, any like I don't know, like anything, like it can all be real. Maybe you want to read that fictional research again? Yeah, I definitely will read that.
But Irminsul can't change
Oh my
information that was
God.
well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
Smart.
And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything.
Nahida, you are so smart.
This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one he told us, the now erased life of the balladeer. There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own.
You want a crit rate or crit damage circlet? Probably damage, since he ascends with crit rate already. And if he gets a cryo buff, that's more crit rate. So probably crit damage. So I just got a crit rate, crit damage as a subside. Is that good? I mean, if it rolls into crit damage a lot. And then you won't have to worry about crit rate like at all in any of your other stats, probably.
Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way
The
to
red
extinguish the
streak.
flames was to make a sacrifice.
The bangs on this fox and the red streak. Who else do we know to be a puppet? Just the Raiden Shogun. But it's talking about Scaramouche.
A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this."
Albedo's not a puppet. Albedo's a homunculus. Close, but different. Homunculus is an artificial human. But still a human organically, right? He's made from chalk initially, but he is a human for all intents and purposes. He has all the parts of a human. He's not created as a vessel, probably. Most like, I don't know how Albedo's was looked at his inception, but yeah, there is a Albedo is the color beige in human form. But he's so I love his personality, but yeah, his design's a little lacking.
The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin."
Kitten Scaramouche. Oh my god.
The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing.
Yeah, it's Dottore. The monster is Dottore.
The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only
Art is
return to
beautiful.
darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content.
This artwork is absolutely beautiful.
I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer's story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened.
Yes,
To
Nahida, you
become
better.
a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
Good for her. Girl, you're a better functional adult than me, and she's a baby.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion.
A backup plan? I could never.
Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail, that Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
That explains his demo! Oh my god. I mean, she's the god of knowledge. She better be making some big brain plays. I'm glad that they, like, utilize it. Like, they're like, no, we're gonna make her do some really cool stuff. And they do, like, time and time. She's done it, like, 3 times now. It's some, like, really cool plays. I've never had this feeling before. It feels like life is as insignificant as a feather.
Sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Nahida's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him out for a walk to clear his head?
You got it. Come on, Traveler. You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk.
Choose your own destiny? Nahida is a Britney stan. Absolutely. Absolutely. The good boy needs his walk. Christ. Oh my god, you're so right though. Oh my god. I would love walking in Sumeru. It's beautiful.
Paimon's always here to help cheer you up. What should we eat first?
Sometimes I wonder, is Paimon our companion, or are we her little pet? It's a good question. Isn't that what friendship is sometimes? No, I'm just kidding. I have a nagging feeling like there's something I'm missing. Something important that I'm forgetting.
Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
Sorry, it's just, give me a minute. I'm still processing.
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
Come on, brain. Let's dig this out. It's gotta be in there somewhere. With something about Irminsul and deleting oneself. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, Forbidden Knowledge, Nahida...
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
Yes, that was it. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. She said that no one can erase themselves from existence, not even her. Otherwise, why would she need to create her own reincarnation and Lesser Lord Kusanali to do the deletion for her? There would be no point.
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
No, I can't tell Paimon. She doesn't know about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. This is a crucially important detail. It's simply not possible for the balladeer to completely erase his own existence. In which case, the question is, what happened to him?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
Hey, wait!
Hmm? You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsetias and ran off.
New fits?
If you're gonna
Looks
help
good.
out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss.
He's just working.
I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
Look, no vision.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
That guy is the balladeer.
He's who?
He's who? God damn, I hate how much I love the new design. Shades of blue, all my aesthetic. It's literally the MLM flag. I do miss the veil, sorry BB, but I mostly approve. I like the veil a lot. I don't miss it on a playable character, if that makes sense. I think it would get in the way a lot. Just from looking at him, especially the movements that he does. Like the veil would just obscure all the like literal beautiful animations that he does. But yeah, the veil is beautiful and it's a great design choice for his first design. And that's why the first design is a beautiful design of its own right, but it has flaws from a playability standpoint, I think.
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsetias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually.
I love the little dots on his hat. It looks like Cosmos. Or like one of those like old floors with little dots. Hi Tuesday, Sunday! How's it going? I hope you're having a great day. We're just doing the interlude quest right now. Hope we get a Scaramouche skin at some point. Yeah, it would be nice as a skin. As like an option, for sure. I probably wouldn't use it, because I like this one so much. I truly think this is the better design. I understand that other people might feel differently. But honestly, on the other design, I think the veil was what was holding the whole design on its back. You know? I mean, the hat too, of course, but like this hat's better.
You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
That's right, I am.
The better design, absolutely. I just mean I like the veil. Oh, the veil is beautiful. Yeah. I absolutely agree with you there. The veil is beautiful. I just think if there was a way for it to have worked, they would have kept it. Definitely. How you doing, Tuesday? This hat is everything. I love the little like invisible part, the negative space part.
We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetias, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now?
Let's follow him.
Stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
Not stealth. Follow the person you just saw. It's me, following me. I'm good on the train to school now. Nice! Nice. Well, I hope you have a good day of school ahead of you.
Too slow.
I take the train everywhere too, so respect. He seems happier. He's not being a little shit, because he is. He's not like held down by bitterness and hatred.
Quit following me.
What are you studying Tuesday?
Yeah,
I ask.
this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
Shush. I wonder what that's like.
Oh, alright.
Oh no. Not being filled with hatred. The train is super cute. Is that like only for the holidays or is it a special and changes often? Oh, the holiday train? That's like, you have to get lucky to get on it. Like they tell you when it's coming by, but it comes by like twice for like 3 days. So if you're just like randomly taking the train, you like will probably not get it.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back.
If I wasn't seeing this with my own eyes, I would never believe it.
Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us!
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
You're right. We were following you.
Have we met before? No, we haven't met. But you know me?
Yep.
I have no recollection.
Complicated, but I do know you.
Are you absolutely sure?
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
I can prove it. You're a puppet. You're a puppet. Exposition, for fuck's sake. Right.
A puppet?
Right.
What makes you think that?
Huh?
You were right. The look on his face.
Like, Scara is taking leaps. I don't know, I like it. It shows that he's naturally a good person, just like the Lord. The Lord always said that.
I guess you do
in the
know
Husk
me
of
after
Opulent
all.
Dreams.
That is not something I share with a lot of people. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
There's somewhere I want to take you.
Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
He saved us a lot of time explaining. He figured everything out just by looking at us. So true. So true.
Are you really working for that guy? He
That's
said
an
you don't
improvement.
want any more for it. Is that true?
The important reason is that Stevie's in love with you. This is a Hallmark movie. We're going to the Christmas tree to kiss under the
Yes,
mistletoe.
I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
So he also erased his memory? I mean, yeah, he's of Tibet. I don't know how Ruka Devada didn't lose her. Well, no, that's not true. She was deleted entirely. Because another person did it. But he wasn't able to. He is of Tibet. So his memory gets altered as well.
That's oddly nice of you.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Then let's return to the city.
Behold!
Ding, ding, ding. Traveler being the emotional Mulehouse for this damn entire planet? Right. He has to
Here you go, boss.
do a lot of therapy
I'll
work
leave them right here.
for free.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining.
What is the most amount of wishes you have ever saved? 300, which I had right before Nahida came out. That was the most. and then it went down to 150 because I didn't use them all. So then I built it back up to 240, and then now it's all gone. Now it's all gone. But yeah, 300 was the highest. Maybe like 320 if my memory serves. It was a little above 300.
Imagine you and me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
But I don't...
Go live your life. Aww.
No, you're right. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you. All right, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now.
Aww. Saving wishes? What is that? What is that? No, I feel like it's going to be hard for me to save going forward. For Alhaitham, and then for Mika, and then for Baiju.
Too slow.
I'm probably not going to be saving much. I'll just be spending it, or like spending my wishes as I get them, and then whatever I get, you know? That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Quit following me.
Quit following me. I love that line.
What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
We found this guy
he's
in
so
the street, but
polite.
he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
You tell Lesser Lord Kusanali what happened at the Grand Bazaar.
You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots.
Do his voice lines change? I mean, you have to be friendship level 4 to unlock them, so I haven't been able to check. He is such a good boy.
But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called, previous incarnation.
Damn. I mean, his idol voice line is him being a little shit, and he's no longer a little shit. Oh, like his idols and stuff? I don't know. I don't know if that'll change.
Oh, like a past life or something?
Yes.
Maybe.
Something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation? Oh, okay. I see.
Oh.
You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
We're just trying to think where to start. He is catching up so fast. He's
if
so
it's
smart.
that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear.
Which, I mean, think about it. He really was the god of arcane wisdom. Like, he was a god of wisdom, or nearly a god of wisdom for a second. He truly is a sweetheart. He is. I always knew he had this in him.
But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
In the state he wasn't, that never happened for this Scaramouche. Yeah, but I think he is inherently smart, quick, you know? He's got a part sound. Shut up! He's doing a raspberry. Doing a raspberry. Part sounds,
I
Jesus
gave everything
Christ.
I had, but it barely changed history at all.
I love the little colored dots on his hat. They're so cute. Blue, purple, orange, yellow, green.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of cause and effect, a cycle of karma and consequence.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
The Duke Archon would be friends with the fart god. I'm so mad.
It seems
I'm
like my
so
previous
angry.
incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
We were each other's enemies.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth? ...
Dot.
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street!
Paimon, you're not even invested. You don't even remember him.
He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
Like, why is she so invested if she doesn't remember anything?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
He's not farting. He's doing a raspberry. It's supposed to be, before it was voiced and we all saw the animations, it was like blip. Like we thought it would be a blip sound, which it should have been. Because of this reason. Because of y'all. Blip. Wait, did you already watch the storybook? Yeah. The artwork was beautiful.
I'm just a puppet.
Little cat.
With no
Little
heart
cat Scaramouche.
and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Aww.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
The Dottore revelation? Wait. The same that was in the flashback? Just a puppet, sir. Says real fart, but Senora is dead. Senora is Joe. Senora is dead. The jury is up for whether or not she comes back from the dead. But she is ashes. She is ashes.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face,
I'm gonna
it's my burden to bear.
scream. Oh my god.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
No! Oh my god.
Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Oscar was a little kitty, but Dottore was the monster dressed as a fox. Yeah. That was a cute, allegory. And he was a little kitty. He was a little kitty. I love that.
Understood.
I'm gonna send Stevie into a definite hiatus. Yeah, take a... One more person says that it's a fart. It's over. Dottore too wanted the acceptance that he was insecure knowing he was a monster. That revelation. I didn't pick up on that so much. So he was jealous. That's why she said jealous. Well, but I think it was just an allegory for the story because he was still doing it for Jester. He was still doing the mission for Jester. And I think that was like what took the place of Jester in the story, right?
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
I think Tottori wanting to be part of humans happened earlier. Oh, that could be it. Reminiscent drift. Ooh.
No matter what lies ahead, I'll face it. Whatever it takes. I'm just sorry that you have to join me for the whole thing.
I really just want someone to join stream, say it's a fart, and then we never hear from them again.
It's time to get ready.
I'm gonna go. I gotta go.
No matter what lies ahead.
Oops. Is this the domain? Okay, so I guess I won't use my fucking C5. Okay, so what team do I want to use with? Rosaria, yeah.
I hear you've got a job for me.
Use him? Keep him in the team?
This looks like Inazuma.
Don't they give him to
you're in a
you?
dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world.
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
And now we're just finishing the job.
Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners? No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of this. There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
I really just dumped
This man
him.
is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the Balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The Balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
Damn. They weren't gonna give me fucking Scaramouche to use in the team. Okay, we're redoing that.
This had better be important.
Put some respect on my baby A's name. Oh yeah, Violet loves A. I do too.
Looks like
Honestly,
Right now, you're
yeah,
in
it's
these
like
memories.
Sounds like an immersive experience.
You don't need to do this for me.
okay.
Never give up halfway.
All right.
Wanderer,
Is that because
you...
I hear foot.
This place, no.
Skip.
Huh.
This man...
And the
But
rest
later,
is
sorry to make you repeat all that. No worries. No worries at all.
Niwa was murdered by the doctor.
I mean, I would
disguised
rather
as a
fucking
second
use him, because it didn't give him to me. I just assumed they would
Katsuragi
give him to
seems
me in
like
the
he was a
team,
good
right?
guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Oh, there we go. The chest. I'll explain later, okay. I like A's power, but she's evil. She's not evil. She's not evil at all.
Landslide. He doesn't remember his name. Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabuki Mono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Funny how you got Dendro sigils. That does feel off. You're right. She's misunderstood, like Ursula and the Grinch. No! She just didn't know what she was doing. If anything, Yai said to kill him, y'all. Funny how we're not mentioning that. Yai literally was like, kill him. You don't need him. You're not going to use him. He's not going to hold the Gnosis, so kill him. So Raiden probably thought she was doing the good thing. Right?
Too slow. Quit following me.
She was like, oh, I'm giving him a chance to do his own thing. That's mercy. For someone who never had mercy in her own life.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
I hear voices.
Whoa,
Oh.
this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
I was abandoned.
We've never pretended that Yai wasn't a bitch,
I lived
right?
here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
I'm not gonna say Yamiko was right. Shut the fuck up. It was still A's issue. Like, she still didn't do what was right. But she also,
Okay.
I don't think she has good guidance in her life.
I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died. And then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him.
I cough all the time too, but it's probably the cannabis. Oh my god. We're
After
Ohana.
leaving to
Found family, y'all.
the balladeer ran into this
Found
child who
family.
didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too.
Damn.
The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
Ah. I was like, what is that thing on the wall? It's a trap. Chest? 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 No chest. Girl, just go to therapy.
You do realize you're blocking
They really
my
said
path.
death in 3.0.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting.
The Jester's voice!
What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
The long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Let's play.
Don't get too close.
Join the banquet? What's the banquet?
Get away.
What's the banquet?
Everybody stand back.
Behold.
Went too far.
Well, they were easier. He is giving him therapy as we speak. True. True.
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
Remember this. It was an unsettling place.
Hey, look over there.
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
Oh my god. I'm gonna move my silly little webcam for y'all. There. There she is. There she is. Okay. Not the Jinx's fragrance. Oh my god.
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan.
Her mask is so cool.
Perhaps you find fighting in the Abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the Doctor.
She gets more voice lines.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Fuck him up. Girl, she's 2 places below him. She ain't gonna fuck up no one by herself.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
The victory feast, a banquet. What are we talking about? What's the banquet? What's the victory feast?
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Why are you
shit.
staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results and your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
That was cool. That was cool. Oh!
Looks like
Oh.
we've arrived in Sumeru.
There are Fatui and Mondstadt who talks about a feast with the Fatui Queen and daily commissions. Oh, does he, Victor? Does he?
Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great deal of information. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you, apart from your crazy experiments?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
Stevie will be a senora, mate. Her design better change a lot when she comes back, if she comes back. For me to ever.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
He's the doctor. He's behind all of this.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Let's move on.
If Issa ends up liking her and pulling for her, I'll pop a nerve. You know he will. You know he will. Absolutely.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass.
You saying?
Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules. With
I thought
each
this would
person being
happen.
a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you. Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
Is this the true meaning of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's words? A person can't erase themselves, and even though the original balladeer has gone, this person will live on in his place. Are a person's sins an inescapable part of their destiny too?
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul-searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours.
Hmm.
You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here?
It's...
You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is... my...
Is he alright? No way!
I'm gonna fuck him up with that dull blade.
Hey! Are you done yet?
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why... this won't be the end!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Die. This
Oh,
is
shit.
trying my patience.
Oh shit.
Have you got all your memories back now?
Have you got any more stupid questions? Insignificant past! How amusing. Quit following me. Be more human. Know your place.
I'm glad I have food equipped.
Squall and fury.
Without a fucking healer? Are you kidding? Or a shielder?
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared. Did we win?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self. Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am.
Now that you've recovered your memories, the past will catch up with you.
You sound like you're concerned about me. But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Here's my explanation. I told you to bring your Scara because here they give you a C0 badly built Scara, and it takes forever. It seems you got your C5. Oh my god. That's funny. That's funny. Where's the chest? Is there a chest? I want a chest.
Welcome back, Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so happy we got to see how he got his animal vision. Finally, we got to see someone get a vision.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
Here it is. Here it is, here it is, here it is. You won't go by the Balladeer anymore?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the sixth is.
So there's going to be a new sixth Harbinger, probably.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
Let's call it a tactical retreat.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish. What you are looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Gundahita!
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
Hida doesn't see you in that way.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
Oh.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well.
Thank you. Let's hope you can find some answers.
I will try.
Traveler.
Yes?
After I dove into the information torrent in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
Because I wanted to know that what you'd changed.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how.
Nahida got her sidekick! Wait! Oh my god! He considers him her helper!
Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
He does look like Raiden. He absolutely looks like Raiden. I didn't do all this for a reward. Please don't make it sound like I'm extorting you.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day.
Foreshadowing.
Don't you worry.
Foreshadowing!
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world.
Transmasqueriding? No, it's a real thing. I believe in that theory.
Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Hope you can give Nahida a chance.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
Oh.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
Yay!
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you, too.
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
Huh? You want us to decide?
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Have you got anything?
Name change rules. You can obtain the item an appellative stroke from the Archon quest interlude, which will allow you to change Wanderer's name. Please take note that some names cannot be utilized in this change. Once you've renamed this character, some interfaces in the game going forward will display the name that you have chosen. There is a limit on the number of times you can rename this character, so do so with care. Disclaimer, travelers, please ensure that you follow our terms of service. Okay. We may have to restrict your use of the game services if you do not follow these rules. This may include suspension, restriction, and name reset, forced disconnection, login suspension. At the same time, you're welcome to use the report function to send feedback. Enter his name. He says, is this a joke? Let's try it.
Are you sure? Okay.
Well, I'll check that on YouTube. I'll check that on YouTube. I'll check that on YouTube. So here's the name I came up with. Yeah. I like it for a few reasons. It means a sudden, sharp sound the wind makes. It's pronounced Sota. I knew about this? Yeah, I knew about this. Because I wanted to be prepared. So this is the name I really, really like, meaningful-wise. I also like Sota and Stevie. I think that sounds cute together. Stevie and Sota. Miraiden Shogun, shut the fuck up. The other one I was thinking about would be Twerp. The only thing I'm worried about is their terms of service on that one. So, because of that, Joe, if you don't shut the fuck up, Oh my god. Me deleting a post from Zelia to not spoil Stevie that they've been completely spoil free. No, I knew about this. I knew about this. So I don't know. I'm torn between these two. Like, for meaningful wise, for the story and for like the world, right? This. For me, Joe, get out. Leave right now. It's the end. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Flex leaks way harder than a Galarian far-fetched girl. It's so true. It's so true. So I don't know. Do y'all have opinions on Sota or Twerp? I'm a little worried about the terms of service just because, you know. But I don't know. If y'all have thoughts, let me know. The danger of terms of service? Right. So we'll do the other name. It's this one. Sota. I could get rid of the U and do it Sota. I like the U in there. And I can still change it if I want. I have a preference for Twerp, but I think it's more important to you do what you like because this is your account and your baby. Yeah. This one just sounds like it goes in the world a little bit more. This one.
Are you sure?
Yes, I think this will do.
Oh, all right. If you say so.
There. Now you have a name of your own.
He has a name of his own. Gizu.
What
Sora
about
is
a
so
nickname?
pretty.
Are you done yet?
And then Gizu, I had no idea what that meant. I knew Sora, because I feel like it's pretty common. But Gizu, I didn't know. So I was like, oh, that works. It works, though.
Still thinking. Stop rushing me.
Take your time. I
There
don't
it
need to see you
is.
again until you've thought of one.
That's so cool. What do you plan to do next?
Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
I can ask them if it violates. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall.
So that he has rainbow fur? I don't know that reference. I want him even more now. Why does this always happen to me during story quests? This isn't... He's still gonna get a story quest too, is the thing. This is just an interlude quest. Just an interlude quest. This is an interlude quest. So he'll still get a story quest at another
Even though the
point.
events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
I see. That is up to you.
Huh? But if we do that, then...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been. What's that look for? Don't make that face. I know what I'm doing. That day will come. All right. We're done here. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
Foreshadowing!
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
Fierce. There were some bumps along the way, but it's all over
So
now.
we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
Wow. Not these two.
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
Not these two.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue.
That's the thing I love the most. It's not amnesia. He had a nice time frame being someone else to fully dissociate of his true self and see the truth. Most effective therapy, if you ask me. Yeah. No, Nahida had an excellent plan. She slayed.
The dark clouds
She did
have
that.
dissipated, but they continue to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking. All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime. Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
Seeing his name, it's so cool. That's so cool. Return to the resting place. Where's the resting place? So he'll remain the same Skyro we know, but understandably turn to our side. I love that. I hope the same happens for all the other Harbingers. Give us viable reasons for them to join us. I do too. I like that he was redeemed, but he wasn't like, it wasn't like reset. I mean, there was some of that, but like, it was more than that, you know? It was really cool. I don't know, I think it was really effective what they did. He's accountable too.
Whew, it's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back.
I'll buy some delicious treats as a reward.
Great! Huh? Look at the vase.
What about it?
Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? Like, Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
The night we stayed here, Paimon bumped into the table after being startled by something to do with the balladeer and broke the vase. But the balladeer erased his existence. He changed the world. So why is this vase still broken?
You sound lost and confused. I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance, but for anyone else, who can say? When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate. Like a vase that falls to the ground, whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird, the result is still a broken vase, is it not?
Who are you? How do you know about all this?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
The voices disappeared. And who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying all that scary stuff?
do you mean I should trust my memory?
Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. Should Paimon go get someone to clean it up? It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment. Paimon will be right back.
Wonder what else awaits me in the future.